now, straight from the horse's mouth, our Neil Young News Report.
Smell the horse on this one.
With this week's update from thrasherswheat.org, here's Thrasher.
Hey, Thrasher here with this week's Neil Young news, and happy March. It is now officially meteorological spring, so that means the planting season will soon be underway. And speaking of spring and lots of underway, lots and lots of Neil Young news this week, as usual. A fourth and final concert in Los Angeles, solo concert, has been announced. This is after the first three concerts have sold out, apparently. So a new date added, April the 2nd. Don't have any status on ticket availability, but check that out if you missed the first three dates. Another new date was announced for Neil Young and Crazy Horse for their Europe tour this summer. A new date in Liverpool, England, on July 13th. That is a makeup date from last year. All of the Europe tour dates are now listed on Thrasher Suite on the blog, and thanks to Tom over at Sugar Mountain for keeping track of all of this. Appreciate it. In other Neil Young news, comes word that Neil Young is working on yet another book to follow up on his memoir, Waging Heavy Peace. The next book is supposed to be about cars and music, and interestingly, it will feature some of Neil Young's artwork in the book. So that's scheduled for this fall. Something else to look forward to, and other news coming up. The annual Record Store Day in April. There's been what seems to be an announcement of some releases of Neil Young's official release series, disc number 5 through 8. So now the next question is, so what exactly are the official disc 5 through 8? Does this start with Journey Through the Past, Time Fades Away, On the Beach, Tonight's the Night? So some speculation on the blog and our comments on which actual official releases are 5 through 8. So if you have an opinion on that, drop us a comment, and we will see. Another another angle on this is some folks refer to this as the Ditch Quadrilogy. Now, the Ditch Quadrilogy is actually for us a somewhat new term or concept. We had kind of coined the Ditch Trilogy some years back as being TFA, OTB, and TTN. So we'll see. Another release on the official Record Store Day is a show from 86, the Cow Palace show from the Rusted Out Garage tour. That's a widely bootlegged release from a radio broadcast and simulcast of the Rusted Out Garage show there in San Francisco. So maybe some more details will be forthcoming on all of that. And then I guess also on the official releases, the question is how that might relate to the Neil Young Archives Volume 2. So we shall see. Sort of moving along and wrapping up here, a little bit of news also on the legendary CSNY box set from 1974, their tour, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young's tour. there in 74 that we've been covering for years now, that seems as if it is approaching the light of day. Graham Nash, in a recent interview, provided a few details about the album or box set. He is quoted as saying that this will be 3 CDs. It will also have a 184-page book with it, with photos, and it will also contain a DVD. Now, the DVD has been part of the package. It seems like it's been in and out in terms of whether we were actually going to see some video footage from that tour. Graham says that there's going to be 8 songs from the Capitol Center concert in Maryland. We've heard a lot about this footage from the Capitol Center in Maryland. We've seen some of it. It seems to be fairly black and white with time code on it, and who knows, maybe those are bootleg video copies. But Graham does refer to it as being kind of sketchy video, but certainly probably an interesting historical artifact, regardless of whatever kind of quality this is. And it will also contain, the DVD will also contain some songs from the final tour concert at Wembley Stadium over there in England. And Graham also says that this will be out on Pono, the high-definition audio format that Neil Young has been working on and is scheduled to announce or launch at the South by Southwest Festival here later this month in Austin, Texas. Okay, so we'll wrap up with that. Turn it back over to Tony and Eric at WBKM.org. Back over to you guys.